From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 26th, 2018. The $1.3 trillion budget, which includes a rider for the Taylor Force Act, was signed late Friday by President Donald Trump. Congress had passed the omnibus spending bill earlier Friday, which includes the act, reducing funding to the Palestinian Authority until it stops paying stipends to Palestinian terrorists and their families. Also included in the spending bill, more funding for security grants used by Jewish institutions and for the Holocaust Survivor Assistance Program. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed the passage and signing of the Taylor Force Act, writing on Twitter, "This is a very powerful signal from the U.S., which is changing the rules." He wrote, "It is simply exposing lie after lie and is standing up on truth after truth." Netanyahu wrote, "I congratulate the American Congress and Trump for these decisions." And staying with Netanyahu, the prime minister met today with France's foreign minister, Jean-Yves Le Drian, in Jerusalem. The two discussed, among other issues, recent terror attacks in France. Netanyahu told Le Drian, "We have to stand together against this terrorism that afflicts our world. We have to fight terrorists wherever they are, and we have to fight terror-sponsoring regimes wherever they are." The two also are said to have mentioned a brutal murder that took place this weekend in Paris of an elderly Jewish woman. The body of 85-year-old Holocaust survivor Merel Canol was found with multiple stab wounds and burned in her apartment in Paris, which was set ablaze. A spokesperson for the Jewish Community Protection Service said there were no specific signs of the attack being anti-Semitic, but a motive has yet to be determined. 2 men were arrested in connection with the murder. Also meeting with the Prime Minister today, Germany's Foreign Minister Heiko Maas. Maas has been in Israel for the last 2 days. Yesterday, he laid a wreath at Yad Vashem, Israel's memorial to the Holocaust. Ahead of meeting Netanyahu today, he said that while Berlin and Jerusalem may disagree on certain issues, Germany will always be at Israel's side. Well, the U.S. once again warned the UN's Human Rights Council on Friday after it adopted 5 anti-Israel resolutions. Among those, one that calls into question the legitimacy of sales of military equipment to Israel. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley wrote on Twitter, "When the Human Rights Council treats Israel worse than North Korea, Iran, and Syria, it is the Council itself that is foolish and unworthy of its name." Haley warned that the U.S. was running out of patience with the Geneva-based body. Israel's foreign ministry spokesperson Emmanuel Nachshon took to social media as well, calling the council a sham, a mockery of the noble purposes it pretends to represent. B'nai B'rith International said Friday's vote again shows that the council has run amok, saying it is clearly in urgent need of reform. The United States and Australia were the only council members to vote against the resolutions. Israel's ambassador to the UN hosted a special forum last week marking International Water Day. Ambassador Danny Danon led presentations on the latest water solutions from the public and private sectors in Israel in an event organized by Israel's mission to the UN and Mashav, Israel's agency for international development cooperation. The leader of the membership organization for conservative rabbis, the Rabbinical Assembly, is stepping down. Rabbi Julie Schoenfeld informed the RA on Friday of her decision not to seek renewal of her contract and officially leave on January the 1st of next year. Schoenfeld is the first woman to serve as chief executive of a major rabbinical organization. In an open letter she wrote of her leaving, "There are new challenges I want to pursue." Well, the life of the late president of Israel, Shimon Peres, is coming to the big screen. Never Stop Dreaming, the life and legacy of Shimon Peres, is produced by Moriah Films, a division of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, whose director, Rabbi Marvin Heyer, told the Jerusalem Post that George Clooney, who is narrating the film, recorded his narration a few weeks ago and met with the rabbi. The film includes 50 hours of interviews with Peres in the months before his death in September of 2016. The film's first screening is set for June the 13th at the Kennedy Center in Washington. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, March the 26th at 7 o'clock. It's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth at 7:30. President of the Union for Reform Judaism, Rabbi Rick Jacobs, gives a Devar Torah reflecting on Israel, world Jewry, and the role of Reform Judaism in the global Jewish community. That's from the URJ's Biennial Convention in Boston. At 8:30, it's the film Passover at the Wellmans, followed by a critique of the film by Rabbi Josh Hammerman of Temple Bethel, Stamford, and a columnist for the Jewish Week, and Rabbi Daniel Schoenbach, a family therapist and columnist for the Jewish Press. At 10 tonight, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz and Chris Cuomo talk about the criminalization of political differences at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Dershowitz goes one-on-one. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 26th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.